Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the slightly new, a little late behind this video, but today we're going to be talking about the Deadpool and Wolverine film. Now, I watched this movie a couple weeks ago when it came out, saw it in theaters, and I gotta say, I really liked the movie. Now, before I get into the video, we're talking about it in more in the depth. Spoiler warning, you've had time to see it, so please, if you haven't seen the movie, please go check it out. Recommend watching it in the theater if you can, but definitely recommend seeing the movie, so go check that out and then come back to the video. And yeah, so spoiler warning ahead, talking about the movie. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all my socials, Instagram, Twitter, do all that stuff. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the video. So yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, I went and saw it in theaters. Good theater experience. I didn't see the first two in theaters. I have seen them. I own them, actually. But I went and saw the movie in theaters. Like I said, good experience. My exposure to Deadpool is mainly through the films. You know, Ryan Reynolds. You know, actually the first time I saw Deadpool technically was through an Origins when that came out on DVD. We rented it from... It wasn't Blockbuster, but it was a video rental type place that we had in town when those were relevant and a thing. But we rented the movie and we saw the first exposure to Deadpool was through X-Men Origins. And so years went by and that new movie came out. And it came out when I was still in middle school. And so I was too young to watch it in theaters. Too young to have my parents take me to see it or buy it for me. So I had to, as a little sneaky little kid, had to go find it online somewhere and watch it through legal ways. But watched the movie on my own. And then later on, when the second one came out, did the same thing. But yeah, I really didn't have any exposure to the comics, whatever. I don't read comics. But through the movies, that's how I figured out who the character was, kind of, in a way. And then further, going on YouTube and looking at videos and stuff and learning about the origins more and how it differs from those first movies. But yeah, pretty much my exposure to Deadpool was the movies. And checking out Deadpool and Wolverine, I kind of knew more going in, learned about the creator, Rob Liefeld, and all that stuff. And I have seen the previous X-Men movies, or most of them, with Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. And as far as his version of Wolverine goes, I think he does a good job with what they're given. Is he comic accurate? No, according to some people. But I think he does good as the character, what they've given him. An actor is only as good as the people making the movie. I mean, you could have Charlton Heston in your movie, who's a tremendous actor, Oscar-winning actor. You can have him in your movie, but if it's shot very shittily with not a good script, an Oscar-caliber actor is going to look bad. And so, I think with what he was given, I think he did the best he could. Is it accurate to the comics? I really don't know. But as far as what a lot of people say, that it's not, especially the look and the size, which they make fun of in this movie. But as far as his version of the character goes, I think he did a good job. And he did a good job in this movie. And when this movie was announced, it was a big deal. Everybody was talking about, what's going to be in it, what the cameos they're going to do, and all this stuff. And when I watched it, I was really surprised what they did, recreating different versions of Wolverine specifically. And you'd have different versions of Deadpool in there too towards the end of the movie. But the different versions of the Wolverine, they really went through the lengths to make those characters, those adaptations, look comic accurate on screen. And I'd be open to seeing like a shorts of like the Wolverine universe where you got like 30 minutes or like an hour long short of like that, like the scene where he's like, there's a scene where he's like got the big head of hair, missing a hand, and he's like this post-apocalyptic 80s like New York kind of vibe, and like I don't know what comic that's from, but people who out there do know that. But I would like to see them like take those little segments and like expand it like into like an hour short, and just do like a little mini series of the Wolverine verse or something. I don't know, but I think that would be kind of cool because we did kind of see those in action for a little bit, especially Henry Cavill, which I was so happy that he was in this movie. It makes me think if they're gonna use him in a future Wolverine role, because you know we already brought him in for this, and he looks freaking definitely not comic accurate. It's like he's like the opposite of Tom Cruise for Jack Reacher. It's like you want Wolverine is he's like kind of heavy and he's like 5'3". Let's get a 6'5", 300-pound muscled out guy to play Wolverine. And Wolverine, and speaking of muscled out, Hugh Jackman in this movie is very well toned, very, you know, well built in this movie. Being for as old as he is, he's in his mid 50s, early 50s, so pretty impressive, if I do say, body wise. But the movie itself, a lot of people have been complaining about the plot, like it doesn't really have a plot, and they're doing all that stuff. It's like, it's a Deadpool movie. To think that it's being as good as it is, with all the stuff in it, I think it's fine. Does the plot of the first movies really matter? Really? You know, they're fun, entertaining superhero movies. They're not. It's not, you know, trying to preach some sort of stupid message like the last movies that Marvel's been doing. So I appreciate that they tried to be more streamlined. It's like, this is what you want, this is what you're gonna get. Yeah, we're supposed to be doing this, but we're going here and doing that and doing that and that. But this is what you want. We got Deadpool and Wolverine. We got a couple fight scenes with them, which were great. The car scene, the scene in the Void, which was good. A lot of cameos in it. A lot of cameos. You got Blade. You got Johnny Storm, Elektra, Gambit. First time seeing, well, second time seeing Gambit live action on screen. First time was Taylor Kitsch, who played him in X-Men Origins. But really, as like comic looking, accurate Gambit, we get with Channing Tatum. You know, Jennifer Gardner comes back, plays Elektra. Wesley Snipes is back as Blade, and that was unexpected for me when I saw that watching it in the theater. I was so surprised. I'm like, what? They brought back Wesley Snipes. I was surprised. I didn't look at any. I saw like the set photos that were leaked that everybody saw, which they're in like a big desert. Like everybody saw those, I feel, but really we didn't see those characters leaked. We didn't see Chris Evans as Johnny Storm leaked. You know, we saw Sabretooth, which was in the trailers and stuff like that, but like some other ones, I'd have no idea that were in the movie, and so it was a nice surprise seeing that in there. Villain-wise, you have the TVA gets involved, and you have this guy who is wanting to take over the TVA and basically is trying to delete the Deadpool, the timeline that the current Deadpool is in, and trying to delete those people, kill off that timeline. And so that's why he's got to bring back a Wolverine to save his timeline. Very convoluted, very weird. This makes more sense in the movie, so it's best to get more and a better, well-told breakdown of all that, just watching the movie. As far as the villains go, like you said, you got the Paradox guy, who is kind of funny. He's very, mustache-twirling villain in a way, even though he's not the main bad guy, but he's a secondary antagonist to the main characters. And then you have the main villain, the main bad guy, Cassandra Nova, who is the abandoned sister of Charles Xavier. And so, yeah, she's got a lot of weird powers, a lot of things with fingers, putting her fingers in people's eyes and shit. And I will say one complaint, and I don't want to say it's a complaint, because I think some of the effects being shoddy might have something to do with COVID or the strike and stuff like that. So maybe they had plans. I don't know. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. The other stuff in the movie looks good. You know, the effects with the big cloud and stuff like that. Eliath. That looks fine. But I think that some of the scenes, like where she's like dragging, she's got her fingers in this guy, and she's dragging him down some steps. It just looks like a rubber CGI dummy. I thought that looked kind of bad, you know. And it could just be timing constraints. It could just be like, hey, this is what we got. We got to get it done between this time and this time before release date. And I think, and I need to make a video about this, talking about dead budgets and, you know, deadlines for movies and making movies and stuff like that. You know, but anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. But as far as Deadpool and Wolverine goes, I think this was a fun movie. It was entertaining. I think comic fans would like it. If you're fans of Deadpool, I think you'd like it. If you're a fan of just like throwback fun superhero movies, I think this is the best one we've gotten in a while. I'm curious to see, and I've made a video about it, talking about James Gunn, what he's doing with Superman. Very excited to see what he does with that. As far as superhero movies, the next one I'm very excited for is the Fantastic Four movie, which a lot of people have been dogging on, you know, because it's the casting and whatnot. But I'm really excited to see what they do with that. So, what do you guys think about Deadpool and Wolverine? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And yeah, that being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.